I learned a little bit more about Tucson, things like those foundations. Dipping my toe in the
We'll like it, we'll love it. Kids, our buddy. We had fun yesterday morning at Dallas.
Right. Yeah. And so Kimberly and I were staying tight. I see Jenny out there. She was kind of on the back now. The crazy thing for me is
You might get money back for being so easy.
it just didn't work out. I'm actually really happy with it.
Obviously, to the we helped him.
2016, 15, 16, life change.
Exactly. Get in the heart.
Yeah. I went from selling beer to working for a nonprofit. Education based. So, yeah, well, I'm very thankful for Kate for a lot of things. Once I did that, I started having
Really good friend. Love his wife, I mean, know his kids.
I'm sure I was 5 or 6 years ago.
He just is real.
He's so nice and gracious and so many things in life.
Nothing phony about him at all.
Helped out and got involved and now he fast forward. Yeah.
Well, when we help him,
It's all about me.
he's not lying. Met his wife and did a whole bunch of stuff for him, including giving her $1,000 cash. Let this guy's wife charges him today, only $15,000. We get back to the offices Monday.
And I've also just tried to raise some children.
Thanking me for helping his wife, blah, blah, blah.
You may have seen me. I was one of the guys dressed as Hulk Hogan. That was a lot of fun. Like, yeah, I mean, it's just there's so many different walks of life and older generation. But I learned a long time. There's a lot of knowledge and a lot of advice. A lot of relationships. Well, there is. There's going to be a real under 40 years. Not major. But yeah, you're right. That's the one thing that's changed. I feel like I'm pretty good with most of the things I'm using in my life. She's like, He was very open to it. And what I was using to me is that kind of signal to me. But at the same time, the beef, whatever he gave me, I always like it. And I heard, yeah. But, yeah, well, that's the thing. So he's after. He's there right now. Oh, yeah, that's right.
You mean Casey? Good. He also wins everything else.
I don't know what Michael wants to do.
Bottom watcher, everything related. Take yourself, Robert. I'll be introducing Bert in a little bit.
Good.
Take this over. He is very cold and different. I've been Bert at a party at my mother's house before I came here.
She's not doing it?
And I'm sure he'll put this one on me. Yeah, so what I'll do is, yeah, so we'll do the introduction.
But they remember.
Right after that, I'm going to ask Rob to say a couple words as well.
All that experience means something now. Because my job counts.
For a newsman, so he's just a great guy. He understands paying it forward. It's such a positive attitude. Him and work. Anything you would want him to do, I don't think he's ever said no. That I'm aware of. Okay, so. Hey Chris, you ready to do introduction guest? Okay. Your introduction guest. I know it seems early, but I'm back. We're going to do the introduction of guests and visitors. I'm going to ask Chris Dodge, our Sergeant at Arms, to come up. He joined us in February of 20. Guess what? His classification is entertainment and music. He's the executive director of the HSL Properties Tucson Jazz Fest. And he's a graduate of the U of A. Chris, can you announce our guest?
It would be my honor. So, guest of Marianne Freitas, say hello to Alan Schroep. Where are you, Alan? Hi, Alan. And guest of Doug Lowell, say hello to Richard Kinney. Hi, Richard. And you can stand up when we say hello to you. Guest of John Harned, Mark Sandin. Hi, Mark. Guest of Lee Olitsky, Terry Bowen. Hi, Terry. And guest of Abby, Darshan Akai. Hi, Darshan. Welcome back 2 weeks in a row. All right. Guest of Mark Irvin, Kathy Prather. Hi, Kathy. And guest of Mark Irvin, Debbie Shepard. Hi, Debbie. And Mark, you bring a lot of people here today. And another guest of Mark, Randy Rogers. Hi, Randy. And sitting here at the table for HSL, say hello to Chris Evans. Hi, Chris. And, of course, Bert Lopez. Hi, Bert. Thank you for being here. And Omar Morales. Hi, Omar. And Lisa Rosenfeld. Hi, Lisa. And Andrew Titch. Hi, Andrew. And I think I got them all, Mark, so my pleasure. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for being part of the Tucson Rotary Club today. We appreciate it.
I think there is one that we did miss. I saw my pal Judy Lowe walk in. Where'd Judy go? Did I see Judy walk in? I thought I did. There she is. Hi, Judy. So Judy's over there with Randy Rogers. As you guys know, they helped us last year when we kind of kicked stuff off with a very surprise $5,000 donation. So please keep enjoying your lunch, but I want to just take a second and just ask if our 40 under 40 folks, other than the here at the front desk, if you would please stand up and let us recognize you. So we always wonder, who are those next leaders? And I had the privilege this year to be one of the judges. And it's an interesting process because it's a blind judging. You have no idea who anybody is, strictly based on merit. And I was fascinated with what I saw this amazing younger crowd doing. So just really tickled with that. Let's just start by saying we're really proud of you. I think you know that they also have a Man and the Woman of the Year, and that happens to be Adam and Bethany, who are sitting up here with us, along with Rob, who's the Executive Director and CEO for the Hispanic Chamber. And like I said, I was just absolutely amazed. Our hope is that this will be a new tradition for the Rotary Club of Tucson, that every year in January, after they've had the 40 under 40 event, that we invite the 40 under 40 folks to come and join us. I thought it'd be especially great to have the Doc and Adam and Rob up here with us so that you could see the Man and the Woman of the Year and then the CEO for the Hispanic Chamber. Rob, would you please come share a couple words with us?
Mark's a little taller than I am, so I'll lower the microphone or I can stand on my tippy toes, I guess. Thank you so much for having us today. It's an absolute honor and a privilege to be amongst you. Congratulations to the 40 under 40 winners, and Mark, it would be our pleasure to continue this tradition going forward. That's really all I have to say. Thanks so much for having us, and enjoy your meal.
Rob, thank you. I think it's serendipitous, and I really believe in things being serendipitous, that Leah is up here today, because as you know, Leah used to be at the helm there, and today's her birthday. So we'll talk about Leah here in a little bit. So the 40 under 40 is sponsored by our good friends at HSL Properties, and we are lucky to have Bert here today. And Bert's a little shy, so he's probably not going to say too much other than pick on me. But Chris, could we get him a mic so that we could get Bert to say a couple of words about why he sponsors today's meeting and anything else he wants to say in his 5 minutes of fame. Bert, thank you so much for sponsoring us.
Thank you, Chris. Well, it's an irony that I got thrown out of this club 35 years ago, and now here I am. But I had to buy the sponsor the event today. That was one of the conditions. Thank you, Mark. That was very kind of you. I've known Mark for a lot of years, and good riddance. They're finally going to get rid of him at Rio Nuevo. So, but before he did that, he did us a big favor. He's got a garage being built for the hotel that we closed 10 years ago. So hopefully in another 10 years we'll be able to reopen it. So hang on. And the Jazz Festival, where are you, Chris? Thank you for stepping up, and we're looking forward to, well, we've already had a few cancellations, but hopefully next year we're going to start all over again. Thank you, Chris. Let's see, what else do you want me to say? We have the Flynn apartments next door that got completed, and it's a low-income housing project, so if you need any housing, call Omar. And it's a pleasure to be back again. It's, why didn't you invite Jim? Does he get to pay the next time he comes in?
Clicker?
Clicker.
He was invited. I think he said something about fishing, and you know that's always a kitchen pass for me. Yeah.
I bet he didn't invite you.
No, he did not.
Good for him.
Bert, thank you. So,
Thank you.
Bert and I have been friends since 1983. Before I even moved here, I met him at a party at my mom's house, and you know, I joke, and Jerry and Omar know this. I always said I can't get off of Rio Nuevo until I get these guys to unshutter the Arizona hotel. So, Omar, has it been 9 years? 8 years, 9 years? It's been a while. So it's been kind of our joke, and we actually got that agreed to in December. And I think, as people probably know, after 12 years on the board, I'll be stepping off on March 12th. So I'm going to hand those reins off to somebody else. So let's hop into the program if we might. So today's keynote speaker is Casey Hill with Greater Tucson Leadership, who's going to be sharing 42 years of community impact. Let's direct our attention to the screen, where we're going to see a quick video that was done by our buddy Rick Rose at Film Creations and Matt Russell over at Russell Public Media. Switcher team, if you could roll that video, that'd be great.
The first thing you need to know about Casey Hill is that she is a Kentucky native and a real Kentucky Colonel, an honorary commission given to individuals noted for their public service and work for the advancement of Kentucky. Casey received a bachelor's degree in journalism from Eastern Kentucky University and served as communications director for Develop Danville, a public-private economic development organization in central Kentucky. In July of 2016, Casey became the chief executive officer of Greater Tucson Leadership. She's a graduate of 2 community leadership programs and currently serves as president of the board of directors for the Roots and Roads Community Hospice Foundation, formerly Casa de la Luz Foundation. She is also the 2020 recipient of the Tucson Hispanic Chamber's 40 Under 40 Award. In the spring of 2021, Casey was recognized by Biz Tucson magazine as one of Tucson's 20 Next Gen leaders. She also received Greater Tucson Leadership Award in 2021 for innovation in the workplace. Casey is currently a graduate student in the Master of Science in Clinical Mental Health Counseling program at Prescott College. She is a Gallup certified strength coach and lives on the southeast side of Tucson with her husband Alan and her 6-pound Yorkshire Terrier Thor. Let's have a rowdy New Year's welcome for Casey Hill.
Wow, I've never been introduced like that before. That was really fun. Thank you. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be with you this afternoon. It's my pleasure to be here and to talk a little more about Greater Tucson Leadership and the impact that we've had on the Tucson community the past 42 years. I really want to give a shout out to, before I get started, my colleague Justin Lukasevich is with us today. So Justin is our program manager, and today is his 1-year anniversary at Greater Tucson Leadership. So it's been a pleasure to work with him. Happy anniversary, Justin. So to give you a little background, so Greater Tucson Leadership, our mission is to inspire and develop and promote leadership that impacts the Greater Tucson region. We've been around since 1980, so we were founded by the Tucson Metro Chamber in the late 70s, early 80s. Chambers of commerce and economic development organizations across the United States and Canada developed these community leadership programs. So we're part of a network of 800 programs like ours, whose mission is to connect the business community with the public sector and the nonprofit sector. So there's more collaboration, and that leaders are stepping up more confidently into roles on nonprofit boards, city and county boards and commissions. They're starting community initiatives to tackle some of our large-scale challenges, and some are even serving in office. So I'm curious, we've had over 1,000 alumni who've graduated from our programs in our 42-year history. I think some of them are in the room today. So if you are an alumni of any of our programs, please stand or raise your hands. Yeah. Thank you so much for the contributions that you've made. And a little later, I'm going to talk about the impact our alumni have had on the Tucson community. It's really impressive to see the work that they're doing to bring positive change to our region. So we've been operating, we functioned for a while as a program of the Tucson Metro Chamber, but in the early 2000s, we became an independent nonprofit organization. And over the past 20 years, we've seen a lot of growth. We now have 3 full-time staff members and have multiple programs under our umbrella that I'll get to in just a moment. One of the things that has really helped us grow is we were given the Tucson Man and Woman of the Year and Founders Award Gala by the Tucson Metro Chamber back in 2012, and that gave us additional funding to be able to offer more programs, grow our staff capacity to bring more to the region. So to tell you a little bit about our programs, so our Lead Tucson program, that is our flagship program. It's the program that was developed in 1980. As I've mentioned, we've graduated over 1,000 alumni from this program. It's a 10-month-long program, and we accept about 40 people from different sectors of the community, any background. So we have people who are in their 20s, just graduated, maybe they're in their first job, they're trying to figure out how they want to better plug into the community. Maybe they've never had any leadership development, so they're going through our program, all the way to people who are in their 60s, who are retiring, who are looking for more opportunities to give back. So we have a very diverse cohort each year of about 40 professionals. They start out with a retreat where they're learning leadership skills, getting to know one another, and then after that, they meet one day per month to do a deep dive into a different broad topic about on our community. So they're learning one day about local government. They're meeting with elected officials, hearing about how our local government is structured, what are some of the challenges that we're seeing. We have inclusion, diversity, equity, and access, education, economic development, healthcare, arts and culture, justice and public safety, environment. We also have a border and immigration day, and a day that we call Call to Action, where they come together and they're synthesizing all of the information they've learned throughout that year to figure out how they're going to step up into the community and bring about change. So as they're going and learning about these different topics, they're also understanding how these issues are connected. So they're learning how education impacts economic development, how it impacts our justice and public safety system. So they're starting to put the pieces of the puzzle together and to understand what their purpose is, where is their passion. Maybe that's education. So once they graduate from our program, they're finding opportunities to connect with people that work in the education system, and they're volunteering their time to make an impact there. Our tuition is about $2,000, and that covers the cost of the entire program. We do have a scholarship fund. We have about $20,000 in scholarship requests, and we build a scholarship fund to help nonprofit organizations or small business owners or people who are unemployed be able to participate in our program as well. Most employers will pay for the cost of attending our programs. So that's our core flagship program. And as I've said, we've really strengthened that program over the past 40 years. In May of 2019, former Tucson Mayor Jonathan Rothschild came to our organization because as he was leaving office, he was thinking about ways that he wanted to impact the community as well. So he really was interested in starting a nonpartisan program to train leaders how to step up more confidently into elected positions and learn how to run for office. Oftentimes people decide they want to run for office and they start the process and they had no idea what they were getting into. So our program is really a nuts and bolts approach to helping people understand what that process looks like. As I said, we're a nonpartisan organization, so it's really important for us to have a balance on our class days, bring in speakers from all different sectors of the community, all different political backgrounds, so we can come together and collaborate more effectively. So our Civic and Political Leadership Academy is 8 months long. We actually just accepted our 3rd cohort, so we have 12 in our class each year. We keep that program a little smaller because of the nature of the conversations we have. We want to have more robust, in-depth conversations, and that happens better in a smaller cohort. And like I said, it's 8 months long, so they're learning how to campaign, how to fundraise, how to build a campaign budget, interacting with local media. How do they navigate their social media? We're having those conversations to teach them how to do this effectively, as well as building leadership skills. So they're learning how to be effective negotiators, how to have reasonable conversations and not allowing in those how to better navigate conflict, understanding their values, creating a campaign pitch, so public speaking skills as well. And that program, like I said, we've seen a lot of success with that. 100% of the cohort through this program would recommend this program to others. And we actually have graduates serving in elected positions right now. So we're really excited about the growth of that future program. I'm excited to really to share with you, last month we launched the Tucson Youth Leadership Academy. So last year, the Pima County Superintendent's Office approached us to collaborate on a youth leadership program for high school students. We are piloting that program, 21 students in Tanque Verde High School this year. The pilot year is really to give us a sense of what's working, what's not working with the curriculum, so we can scale it up. And we're in talks with TUSD to take that into their school district in the fall and serve more students. There's no tuition, so this is a free program for students, and we're interested in working with Title I schools and to give students from all backgrounds an opportunity, not just the small percentage of students that get these opportunities over and over again. We want to ensure that students from all socioeconomic backgrounds have an opportunity to develop their leadership skills, which is why there's no cost to participate in this. So they're learning about their strengths. They are learning about career pathways. There's leadership development as well as study of 6 career pathways that Pima County has identified as growth areas in the future. So we're bringing in guest speakers to talk about opportunities within those career pathways. And then there's a job shadowing component. So each child is matched with a local business based on their interest in a career. And there's also a community service project as well. We are in our first full month of this program, so I'm really looking forward to see what comes of it. I think there's a lot of potential to serve a lot of students and give them opportunities with this. So to give you just a bit of a snapshot of our cohort, as I said, we are looking for diverse participants from all sectors of the community, and we want our cohorts to reflect the broader community. So that's some of the areas that we're focusing on is recruiting from communities and organizations to help bring those diverse perspectives. Our class members, as you can see, most are from the for-profit sector. But we also have several from nonprofit as well, and that is growing. And then as I mentioned earlier, we've had over 1,000 participants graduate from our programs. So last year, we launched a community impact survey in partnership with the University of Arizona to find out what our alumni are doing after they graduate from our programs. So our alumni across the board say the skills that they gain through Greater Tucson leadership is knowledge and resource enhancement, confidence, community awareness, compassion, collaboration, communication, and networking. 93% of our alumni say that they share the knowledge and the skills they gain through our program with their colleagues, their friends, and their larger networks. 90% have maintained contact with their fellow participants after they graduate, as well as guest speakers and other alumni. 95% of respondents feel prepared to respond to unprecedented circumstances, which I thought was really telling, especially given what we've experienced the last couple years with the pandemic. Our programs build resiliency in our community leaders. And 98% feel prepared to advocate for specific causes in their community. And we left an open response so they could type in the areas they're most focused on. So a lot of our alumni are advocating for public education, solutions to end homelessness, economic reform, employment accessibility, voter equality, and women's rights. 90% are involved in their local community. And as I said earlier, they're stepping up onto nonprofit boards, city and county commissions. They're running for office. They're creating organizations that are tackling some of the large-scale issues that we see here in Tucson and Southern Arizona. And 95% are giving back through monetary contributions or through their time volunteering. So I really wanted to leave a lot of time for Q&A. I know I went through the content pretty quickly, but I really wanted to answer questions that you have about our organization and some of our programs or the information I've shared about our impact.
I'm on the mic here, so if one,
Oh, great.
I'll get you
Yes.
a mic.
Yes.
Can you tell me what the origin was for the youth leadership? How did that get started?
Yeah, that's a great question. So last fall, the Pima County Superintendent's Office is a part of the Pima County Workforce Investment Board. And there were some conversations at a Workforce Investment Board meeting. And during that conversation, Andrew Bevington, who's with the Pima County Superintendent's Office, was talking about the need for leadership development in high school students. And Mark Vitale, who's on that board, was aware of Greater Tucson leadership, so reached out to me and connected us with Andrew. And we started the conversation, and as we kept talking about, what the challenges that they're seeing as far as leadership development, high school students are just not prepared to step into leadership roles. They're not getting a lot of that development while they're in school. So they saw a need. So working with them, we developed a curriculum that addresses some of those leadership topics, skills that they're seeing that are lacking as students are graduating. There's communication skills, working with diverse populations. There's conflict resolution. So some of those topics we're covering over the course of this program, along with those career pathways. We really wanted to make sure that they had an opportunity to connect with leaders and build that social capital with CEOs of companies and other business leaders. So after they graduate from college, they potentially have opportunities to stay in Tucson or come back to Tucson. So we want to build that social capital early. We have students who are freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior in the program. So we're opening it. A lot of leadership programs focus on seniors, and by that point, they're so focused on the next steps, we decided to open it up for freshmen and sophomore as well, so they can establish those relationships early, build those skills early, and continue to work on those through their high school careers.
To follow up on that question, I'm over here.
Yeah.
So is that curriculum implemented through mentors within your program, or how does that? Who is the deliverer of the curriculum?
Yeah. So my staff and we develop the curriculum, and we facilitate that curriculum. The mentorship component it's a great collaboration with the Pima County Superintendent's Office, because they're already doing those internship programs. So we're partnering with them on the job shadowing component. So Andrew Bevington gave them, he's certified in Myers-Briggs Strong. So it's a career skills assessment. So each student has taken that assessment, and it's outlined 10 potential career paths for them. And he's meeting with them and coaching them and connecting them with a business in the community, with a business leader, to do that job shadowing.
How do students find their way to you?
So we're going into the school districts.
Which is
so
hard
each-
right now,
It's
isn't
hard.
it?
It is
Yeah.
hard right now.
Yeah.
So we're partnering with each school. So for example, right now we're partnering with Tanque Verde High School. So we're working with their staff to get the word out about the program. We removed GPA barriers, certain elements of the application process to make it more open to students, to give a broader group of students an opportunity to participate. So we've removed some of those barriers. And so we're working close with the staff at the schools to identify the students who are, one, interested and likely to finish the program successfully, regardless of, their GPA level.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Does anybody have any other questions? Mark does.
Yeah.
How are you going to, I know you're doing right now with one school district, are you planning to roll that out into the other schools, and what do you think that timeline might look like?
Yeah, it's a great question. So our plan now is to take the program to a different school district each semester, which is why we're also opening up to freshmen, sophomore, juniors, and seniors. So by the time it comes around again, they've had that opportunity to go through that program. So right now it's in Tanque Verde High School. Next semester, it's likely going to be in TUSD. The semester after that, we're talking with Sunnyside. So we're hoping at some point, starting in August, really, to be able to have the funding and the resources to scale that up, so we can have about 150 students each semester getting an opportunity to participate. That may take a little while to hit that number. We all have limited resources and capacity, but that's ultimately our goal, is so that more students are being served each semester.
Thank you. I will say this on the side. I had the fortune of working and doing a session with with a group of students from Tanque Verde, and they were very engaged and great question askers, and they exhibited skills that I don't usually see with students that age. So you are making a
Yeah.
difference. So thank you.
Thank you. It's really funny. I never wanted to do a youth program. And in December, we had the retreat, and these students are amazing. They were so engaged and knowledgeable and really wanted to learn and absorb and thoughtful. And I think I prefer working with the students to adults. I can tell you, no one complained about too many carbohydrates at lunch. So it was, we're really, we're so appreciative of the superintendent's office for coming to us with this opportunity, but we're really looking forward to continuing just our impact, but to impact our community, at the level of high school students. I think as they learn these skills and they continue to grow, I think the impact on our community is going to be even greater with this younger generation.
I'll give it over to you then, Mark. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Casey, thank you. As our Rotarians know, we have a goal to get people reading at a third grade level by the time they're in the third grade, so we support literacy. The book, Dream You'll Be, will make its way into our Make Way for Books library as we work on that goal. So thank you for that. And she has signed that, and that's all ready to go. So we have a birthday. And isn't this serendipitous that Leah, who used to run the Hispanic Chamber, is actually up here? And why is Rob all the way at the other end? I don't know. We'll have to talk about that. But let me talk about Leah if I could. First, today is her birthday. She joined us in March of 2014. She's been an active member, an honorary member, but probably an honorary member more than an active member. I think she's been an honorary member for most of her time with Rotary. She's kind of been with us as an honorary almost since day one. I think maybe 5 months as a regular member. Her classification is Community Affairs, Public Relations, Marquez Peterson Group. She's also the chair of the Arizona Commerce Commission. She's a graduate of both the University of Arizona and Pepperdine. So, what don't you know about Leah? First off, she is the first Latina to serve as an elected office statewide in the history of our state of Arizona. She joined because she believes in Rotary's mission and serving our community. She stays because of all of you and the friendships that she has developed here. And her plans to make it better, introduce more people to Rotary and be impactful and get people to attend. Leah.
Thank you, everybody. What a special day for me, because I was involved in Greater Tucson leadership. I'm actually the former executive director in the early 2000s and the Hispanic Chamber for almost 10 years. So what a great day. And want to thank you all so much. I'm proud to be an honorary member, as Mark said, for almost 10 years or so, and plan to stay as involved as I can. I work in Phoenix most of the week, and am open to certainly answer any questions on energy and water and gas that you have as my roles at the Arizona Corporation Commission. But thank you so much for celebrating my birthday with me today. Thank you.
We've got a drawing coming up, and I actually bought my tickets this time from somebody different. Look at that, dessert. So I'm pretty sure that since I didn't buy these from Chris, that these are probably the winning tickets. I'm just kind of saying that. So, Chris, don't let me down.
You're giving me a bad rap there, sir.
Sorry.
Jeez.
You don't get a bad rap for those that won. It's just those of us that haven't won yet.
Thanks. I'll go from up here. And people keep asking me, is the King of Clubs still in there? It still is. It's sitting right here. But it's a magic King of Clubs. So if I put it on the top of the deck and I put it in the middle somewhere, it always ends up still always being on the top. So I think that's the problem, is that you should just take the top card. No matter how I shuffle it, it'll always end up on top. So I'm a very amateur musician, guys. Don't give me much credit. There's 18 cards left here right now. It's your birthday, Leah.
Uh-oh. And what happens if I pull it?
She goes, what happens if I pull it? Well, if you choose the King of Clubs, someone's going to win $2,600 today. But if you don't choose the King of Clubs, you're still going to win like $122, which is in my pocket. So you're a winner no matter what. Oh, she gave it away. I was going to tell her not even to tell us. All right, so you're not winning $2,600. It goes another day. So that one's gone. But there's still $122 at stake here. And that's about enough to take me out to a nice lunch if you win. So look at your numbers. 856-977. 856-977. Who won over there? Congratulations. I'll let you know what kind of places I'd like to have for lunch. All right, thank you all. And it's still in there, so on for another day. We'll get up to $2,700 for the big draw by next week. Back to you, sir.
Well, so much for that plan of having a new person to buy tickets from working, but I'm not giving up. By the time it's all done, I'll probably have most of the money in the pot anyway, it seems like. So a couple of quick announcements. So we already talked about Ernie, but Ernie sent me this picture, and you can see that's Ernie back in his younger days, a little bit dated, so I don't get crazy about how old the picture is. I don't care if it's a live fish or a dead fish. I don't even care if it's a stuffed fish, like a toy fish. I mean, it doesn't make any difference to me. But anyway, here's Ernie's fish. This is caught down at Mazatlan with some buddies back in '72. It's a little over 9 feet, weighs 115 pounds. And I will tell you, it probably got eaten down there because I have seen that bird. You know that. Those fish get eaten the second they hit the dock. So hats off to Ernie for that. We have not worked out with Ernie yet because he's in the hospital what he's going to pay for this. So details on that to follow. One other quick announcement from me, the save a date. So put June 18th on your calendar. That's going to be when our change of administration party is. I know we normally do it on June 25th, but I got to tell you guys, you know how I feel about fishing. It is the stonefly hatch. I can't miss it again this year. Rob knows I'm going to go up and fish the stonefly hatch, so we're going to move our deal up just a little bit. And I want just to let Bruce know, 168 days, my friend. Hopefully you're getting prepared. Yeah. So is Mike here to talk about our blood drive, or is Chris going to do that? Where's Mike? There's Mike. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Mike.
I'm coming, Mike. I'll give you a microphone.
The problem with wearing masks with hearing aids is that when you take the mask off, the hearing aids come out as well, too. So someone needs to develop a mask that won't do that. Anyway, what I'd like to do is to remind the club members that we have a blood drive coming up. President Mark was so kind to say that we do need blood. In fact, this is the first time in the history of the Red Cross that we've put out an urgent request for blood, because we usually have about 5 days worth of blood on the shelves, and now we're down to 1 day. Our meeting lasts from 12 to 1:20. Someone's waving their hand? Okay. Our meeting lasts from 12 to 1:20, so that's what, about 80 minutes or so. And in that time, there's about 2,500 people in the United States that will need to have blood. So just think of that. And then each unit of blood that's collected has the potential to save up to 3 lives. To donate, you can download the Red Cross donor app onto your smartphone, and you can put in your zip code and find out when the blood drive is going to be. But for our club, just look up Rotary, and you'll find it on February 16th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. One of the club members here, I'm not going to mention names, has asked about how to sign up. He couldn't find it. So I'll email him after the meeting and make sure that he gets signed up for it as well. I signed up, first time donating since I came off of medications, and I will be one, but we still have 19 slots open. So I encourage you all to take time to donate. You can go to redcrossblood.org and do the same thing as well if you don't want to download the app on your phone. Thank you, President Mark.
Mike, thank you. So, as everybody knows, there is a real critical shortage of blood, not just, every single blood type. If you happen to be a universal donor, O negative, and I am, please sign up and get on that list. There is a real critical shortage. And we're going to try, COVID kept us from doing this. We're going to try to do this again later this year as well, probably this summer sometime. So thanks for that. So is Vicki Jacobs here? Vicki is not here. Okay, let me do a quick announcement. There's going to be, as you'll see, there's going to be a Sweetheart Replacement Dinner at Hotel Congress. It is going to be on Wednesday, the 9th of February. It'll go from 5:30 to 7:30. There'll be music and what have you included. I think attendance is limited to 75 people. So if you haven't signed up, please do so. There'll be some additional information that will be coming out on that. Doreen, I have a note in my calendar about Tom. Are we going to do a blue badge with Tom today, or is that we are? Okay, we're going to do a blue badge presentation to Tom Scott. Bobby, you doing that? You can do it there. You can do it down wherever you'd like to go.
I'll do it over there.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm here with Tom Scott, your newest to-be Rotary member. Tom's been a member of Tucson Rotary since March of 2020, just in time for COVID to hit. So he didn't go to his first meeting for a year and 3 months after that. His busy schedule caused part of that, but since he's been in the club, Tom's participated in the car show as a greeter and the car committee since joining the club. Also part of the golf committee, and he's going to be working closely with Wayne on that in his golf game. Tom's a lifetime volunteer with Sigma Chi Fraternity, go Sigs, Business Development Finance Corporation, and Catalina Council of Boy Scouts. Tom was a member of the Casas Adobes Rotary for over 25 years. He's a full-time CPA and is married to Karen for 42 years and has 2 sons, Michael and Robert. Violet's his 3-year-old eye of his life, granddaughter. Yep, that's awesome. And Michael works in Tom's business, and Robert's a flight instructor in New Hampshire pursuing a career in airline industry. And Tom recently retired from stock car racing at Tucson Speedway, where he's been both a driver and the pit crew for his car. And Tom's, again, an avid golfer, and now is finishing up his private's license. So please welcome your newest Blue Badge member, Tom Scott.
I don't have much to say because I have extreme stage fright, so I apologize.
You're on.
You're good.
Oh, yeah?
You're on.
Okay. Anyways, in car racing, they called me following rather than racing, so I just followed everybody around. After a while, I'm not a gearhead, so I gave it up. So back to flying and back to golf and doing those fun things. So I enjoy my family and enjoy everybody here so far, ones I've gotten to know, and look forward to more.
Thank you.
Tom, thank you for joining us. We're tickled to have you in a blue badge. Where is your blue badge? Oh, there it is. All right. You give him a blue badge, but you don't get to keep it. Okay, so this is interesting. You know, last week you guys stuck around for an extra 5 minutes. Guess what? I'm going to give it back to you today. So, isn't there like a little applause with getting a little extra time? So first, I just want to thank everybody for joining us today, and I want to especially thank our friends at HSL for sponsoring today's meeting. If you don't forget to put your badge when you leave back in the right spot. If you don't have your pin, make sure you grab that. Leah, happy birthday. I want to just say to Adam and Bethany and the rest of the folks with 40 Under 40, welcome. Rob, thank you for bringing them. As it relates to the 40 Under 40 event, we had about 10 Rotarians that went and joined at the 40 Under 40 event. That'll be something that we'll get a note out next year again. Our goal is to go from 40 to probably, or excuse me, from 10 to probably 40. Wouldn't that be a nice number? I want to say next week we're going to have Joni and Jim and Bobby come and talking to us about the car show reveal. Reminder, that meeting is going to be at Westward Look because of the gem show going on. And then I want to also remind everybody as you leave the meeting, if you are one of those that's a mentor, there will be a mentor meeting right after this in the boardroom right next door. And if you're interested in learning more about it, stick your head in. So let's end with a toast, if we might. John Maxwell said, "The pessimist complains about the wind. The optimist expects it to change. The leader adjusts the sails." Here's to those incredible leaders who are here with us today and know how to adjust sails. We are adjourned.